Okay, Barr said you've been on the guys about uh, pitching and defense more this year. Is that true?
Yeah, I think we only have three returning guys in our offensive lineup back, so especially with him and Reeves back, those are two anchors in the bullpen for us. So we're got a lot of unproven guys in our lineup, so we need those pitchers to step up. So we've really been harping on that.
So you think it's a situation where it just takes a while for the offense to come together?
I think so. I mean, you got to think too. For the past couple of years, I've had more mature guys that have been here for a while, more offensive guys that could hit the ball out. So we were a little more offensive. So now we're kind of more into that defensive. We got some guys that can hit, but again, the concern is if they're not all clicking together, will we put up enough runs and be able to still have a potent offense? So that's the big question mark right now.
How do you feel about this team as you kind of get closer now?
I liked our guys. I mean, I think we compete. I saw that in the two games we played LSU this fall. We compete. We get after it. They're relentless. They continue going. That's the way we're going to have to be. We don't have those uber, just over the top, guys that can change the game. There's no Warzacks right now, so those are big shoes to fill. But I think they're figuring out who they are. But again, they're all new. I mean, they're all new, so even my weekend rotation, everything's going to be guys that have never done it before. So they're going to have to get their feet wet, and we're going to have to weather some storms at times.
What do you remember about the first time you played in the college game and how long it took you to adjust?
It's different. It's different. All these guys, most of them are successful in some capacity in high school or junior college. They've never failed. So when you come here and it's a little bit different. These guys can bark and throw 5 split fingers in a row, and that might be all you see, as opposed to some high school guys and JUCO guys. You might get your fastball and multiple times. Here it's different. So the game speeds up. I could tell these guys when you watch big leaguers play, the game looks slow. It's because it's so crisp. There's no extra movement. Everything's in order. Here, these guys are trying to get their feet on, and they're like a baby deer trying to figure out how to take its first step. So they're getting used to it and adjusting to the tempo of it.
Do you think there's any carryover from what you guys did in the conference tournament last year? Does that help you at all this year?
Well, again, I think for some reason we get to that conference tournament and we give people heck. We're kind of the team when we get there. It's the sleeper, in my opinion, every time we get there. But again, like I said, there's only a few guys that were on that team last year that have played and experienced it. So for me, I think it doesn't hold much water. We got to get back in there, and these new guys got to get confident and figure out the style of baseball we play.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the changes that have happened in this, not just college baseball as a whole? You look at on the pro level, you're seeing crazy things like relievers starting games now, openers as opposed to closers. Some of the rules changes that are getting bandied about out there. Somebody who isn't that far removed from playing the game yourself, what do you think about maybe some of these radical moves that are getting made? You see them maybe coming into the college game as well?
For me, I mean, again, I think all of them go to the pace of play. That's all what everyone's trying to get to. Speed the game up, make it quicker. For me, I get it, but they've taken a lot of the offense out of the game. It's starting to come back a little bit, but I think that's what made the games as long as they were. When you're scoring 10, 15 runs a game, that's what makes games longer. Not getting on the field quicker, not eliminating third to first moves and things like that, or an intentional walk. For me, that's a big thing. I mean, it happened to us a couple years ago. We were trying to intentionally walk Jamison Fisher from Southeastern. He ends up ripping one in the gap against us. So it takes out the chances and things that could potentially affect you. That makes a big difference. Those are, to me, things in baseball that make baseball what it is practicing those little things. Some people take for granted intentional walks. Now I can just say, hey, go down to first base. For me, I'm going to be happy, but at the same time, it puts pressure. It's something that people don't practice. So I think some of the rule changes are good, but it's getting a little bit too much in my opinion.
Good.
Good.